It's a misty morning where I am, and it felt like the right atmosphere to introduce something gentle and to give you a little taste of what you can expect and in terms of how I hold a session with guided meditation. And you might have seen a few of my posts in the last week talking about three upcoming sessions happening before the end of the year. And the themes that we will be focusing on are relaxation, restoration, and reflection. So I'm just gonna give a brief grounding process, which you are very, very welcome to follow along with me if you are in a safe and comfortable place and you're not driving. And also just consideration for if this is perhaps the first time that you are approaching an exercise like this. Do what you need to do to set up your space, to make yourself feel comfortable, to make sure that you have what you need to hand. This is an invitation, and you will have opportunities to move through at your pace based on your decision-making processes, if it feels good for you, if it feels comfortable, if it feels safe for you to progress. Moving at a gentle pace, I will take you through those stages, but if it doesn't feel right, then trust that instinct and that information that's coming through for you, and ease off. There's no pressure to move through what feels to be a barrier when it comes to this kind of internal journeying process, because if we are not setting that stable, safe, connected foundation initially, then to move into potentially unknown territory can bring up things that maybe you're not actually ready to meet and address and process. So as you go through this with me, if you are choosing to do that, just be mindful of any internal responses and feedback that you're getting, whether that is through your body, through your internal narrative, through your emotional space, through your spiritual connection and any insights, messages, or information that comes through to you within your own reference point. And also, you might just feel like this voice doesn't soothe me, or this space holding doesn't feel right for me. So the social element there is really important as well, in terms of connecting with a practitioner that you feel is supportive for you and meets your needs. So take all of those elements into consideration as you give yourself permission to engage, and listen to your needs as they are expressing themselves. And if that in itself is a new practice for you, then this is a great way and a great introduction into that, so that you can start to build that quality of more attentive listening to your inner landscape and begin to navigate based on what your compass is telling you. So the invitation is to find a comfortable seated position. You can be in a chair, on the floor. You can have your legs crossed, trying to keep your posture open with arms open by your side on your lap. Feet, if you're sitting in a chair, could be flat with the floor, so that you start to build a sense of the connection of the space around you, or if you're sitting on the ground cross-legged, then just making adjustments so that you know that you can be there comfortably for a few minutes in a quality of stillness physically as you begin to move into that journey space inwardly. So you might want to close your eyes to invite that establishing of connection with your internal space. If that feels good to you, if that feels safe to you and supportive, then there's an invitation to close your eyes or soften your focus. And we're just coming to a place of active rest. We're not asking or demanding anything at the moment from our bodies. We're simply sitting. We are landing, arriving. Perhaps you have moved from one space into another, so give yourself a moment to adjust to that. If you've been up and about, you're now coming to a seated position, your heart rate, everything, the pace is starting to shift and change. So just allow your body a moment to actually catch up. And so follow suit with your thoughts, the way that you're beginning to think about the space that you are in and the activity that you have given yourself permission to explore. Your emotions that are beginning to soften in their communication, or perhaps they're presenting themselves more strongly now that you've got a moment to come into a quieter space. There are perhaps sensations or feelings that are arising that maybe have not had the opportunity to be heard. So just sitting with any of these sensations that are making themselves known to you. And perhaps there's an opportunity here to set an intention around inviting all of these parts and aspects of yourself to gather and to come into your center, for all of them to be present within you, to be acknowledged, felt, seen, heard, supported. Without judgment, just arriving, settling, softening. Now extending that awareness of your physical boundary in the space, the floor, the chair, the surface that you're sitting on, being aware of the sensation of gravity pulling you down and your weight, your presence in the space. Inviting in grounding and stabilizing. Doing this by really connecting with the environment within the awareness of your body. How does it feel to be in this space? Can you tune into this space in a deeper way? Can you relax into this space in a deeper way? So these prompts, just meeting these prompts as questions that you're reflecting to your internal space, opportunities to continue to move and travel, going at a pace that feels good to you, allowing there to be space for you to receive feedback or an answer. Equally, if it feels good to you just to be in a space of receiving and letting these words wash over you, and feel that relaxation, and tuning into the sound of my voice, the pace and the rhythm of the speech, the intentionality of the energy, the words, the offering. Connecting with this as you see fit. Now, with your own visual reference point, you might want to consider a cord extending from the bottom of your spine, moving down through the chair or the floor. This is a stabilizing sensation. We're thinking about lengthening, elongating, creating support, creating presence, creating a foundation from which you can start to soften around that, knowing that that cord is giving you stability, a pillar of strength that emanates from yourself, and it either connects in, weaves in. Allow yourself to visualize what that is for you, what that feels like, this idea of making a bridging, a connection between yourself, your energy, your body, to the space and the environment that you are in. Establishing that connection in a way that honors your boundary and honors your understanding and definition of safety. And as you do this, starting to come into a deeper sense of, where is my breath right now? Have you met your breath yet? Have you started to build a connection with breath? Just bringing your attention and awareness to what your resting breath is doing right now. We're not asking it to go anywhere or to do anything. We're just meeting it and acknowledging it, perhaps thanking it. And if you're not already in a pattern of inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth, just start to invite the possibility that you can gently shift into this quality of movement where there's a greater intentionality and awareness around the energy that you are taking in and the energy that you're releasing. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Moving within your capacity. We're not drawing in huge drafts of breath and air or stretching to our limitations here. We're just softly and gently bringing attention and awareness to our breath. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And just giving you a few moments here to really connect with this space. This is your space, this is your energy. This is your time, this is your body. What does it feel like to just rest here? Active rest. And visually, this misty morning here that surrounds me is a nice visual aid to support you in that sense of softening, of a peacefulness, of a gentle quality that envelops you, and connecting with that imagery, with the reminder that that is within your capacity. That is something that you have the power to create, to cultivate, to connect with. So at this point, you can of course linger here and be in an active, restful space, or you can and pause this, or you can begin to invite yourself to connect again in a more active way with your body, with your breath, in sense of energizing, moving out of this dreamy, soft quality, and we're ensuring that we're thinking about what the body is doing, and actually where is this boundary again between myself and the seat or the floor that I'm sitting on, and can I start to distinguish those boundaries as being more clear where perhaps they've merged together during that relaxation and grounding process. Maybe wiggling the toes or the fingers, the extremities, inviting gentle movement, perhaps deepening the quality of breath, and exhaling, sighing, shifting and beginning to move that energy in a way of awakening and shifting pace, shifting gears, transitioning, arriving after having perhaps travelled slightly. And again, this is about your pace and your time here, and moving at a rate that feels good to you, and ensuring that you're allowing all of these parts that have been acknowledged and stirred up to also land and come back into the room. You can energize by rubbing your hands together and making contact with your face, washing your face, moving the breath, vocalizing on the out breath. And from this point on, if you're ready and connected safely to move on to the next part of your day, I will leave it there for now. And that's just a little journey and a little taste, an insight into some of the qualities that I would explore in a guided meditation session. So if you feel like this space is nurturing for you, I'd love to see you later on this month and explore some relaxation, restoration, and reflection with you. Take care, everyone.